This is an overview video of some of the primary features of Google Classroom. First, at classroom.google.com, you'll see your class dashboard. From here, I could click the three dots on any of my classes and archive the class for use later. I can copy the class. I can also jump straight to my gradebook or go to the Google Drive folder that houses all of my Google Classroom items. In the top left corner, click the three lines, you'll see a list of all your classes and you'll have a settings page. Under settings, this is where I can control things like email notifications on or off, or for a particular class. Coming back to the dashboard, I'm going to go into a class. So I'm going to go into Classroom Test. And here, first thing you'll notice, this is my class code that students would use to connect. They would go to classroom.google.com, click join in the top right, and use that code. I also have a Google Meet link, which is unique to my class. The stream here is a chronological list of all of the Google Classroom items that you have posted. I can also quickly share something with my class. I can share that message to all of my classes, to all or some particular students. I can also attach some items, Drive, link files, or YouTube to this area, and then I could post it, but I can also schedule the post for later. If I want to prepare this on a Sunday and I want it to show up in Google Classroom on a Tuesday, I can schedule it out. Under the Classwork tab is where most of the content is created. If I click Create in the top left, I can create a standard assignment. I can do Add, Google Drive, link file, and YouTube. Now what's important to remember is if I click Google Drive, I can select the Drive item. And here students can view the file. You can change this to say students can edit it. That would be a collaborative experience, or make a copy for each student, which means your original will not be affected, but each student will get their own. I can assign it. I can schedule it for later, just like I did with the thing on the stream. I can assign that one item to many of my classes. So if you teach 3 classes that do the same work, you can assign it to all 3. You can assign it to certain students, so we can have some differentiated learning with 3 kids doing one assignment and 2 other ones doing a different one. Give it a point value. You can give it a due date. You can also add it to a topic. Now, what a topic is I have certain categories. So some teachers will do a topic based on the unit that they're in. So it might be Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. It might be under certain categories in your class. It would depend, but I can create topics. And I can add a rubric if I have one. Originality reports is a new feature. This will check to make sure that there's no plagiarism that's happening on the item. I'm going to go ahead and assign this. I can also create a quiz assignment. This is very similar, but the main difference is that it will give you a blank Google form to work with, to add your questions to. And if they are using Blaine County School District Chromebooks, we can turn on locked mode, which means that they cannot leave the quiz to go to a different tab until they are done with the quiz. Assigning it to the students on the right is exactly the same as the regular assignment. I can also pose a question. So this would be me putting a question in the stream instead of putting a question inside a Google form or inside a Google Doc. So it's the first thing they see instead of clicking a form or a doc to go get the questions. So a material, what this is materials are items that are static. They don't have due dates. They are often things like a syllabus, or you put it under a topic over here under biology, and it might be all of the items that a class might need for the biology unit. So it's materials they can continue to access instead of something that has a due date. And materials will tend to live under the category that you put them under. And you have reuse post. Reuse post lets me go to classes I have archived in the past and access that work to put it into my class I'm using now. So this would apply in the fall if you want to reuse some of your content from the previous spring. Finally, I can create a topic. This is just a category similar to where I have biology, 5-year, and test topic 1. And that's what a topic is. Now I can click on Meet here. That will take me directly to my Google Meet for my class with my students. I can click on Google Calendar. Any items in any class I have will automatically have a Google Calendar created. And if you add something that has a due date, those items will show up on the Google Calendar according to that due date. Class Drive folder is the Google Drive location where all of my assignments are housed and everything is stored for my class. Under the People tab, all of your students will be listed here. We go through and use a tool called Gopher Tools, and we automatically populate all of the students in the entire school district. You're welcome to add others, but we will pre-populate all the classes based on the Skyward list of students that you have. We will also add the guardians. You can invite them manually, but we will also add those. The grade book will be listed here. You can go through and grade all of your assignments. And finally, I want to mention the settings for your class in the top right. And here is where I'll see my class code. I can control whether students can comment or not in the stream. And I can also control here whether the Google Meet link is visible or not. And you can control the way your grading is calculated here at the bottom.